In Spain, protesters clashed with police. Businesses defying the call to strike were forced to bring down the shutters. Unions are angry about government spending cuts that threaten to add more to the jobless queues in a country where 20% of the workforce is already unemployed. In Brussels, workers came from across the 27 member countries of the European Union. They spoke different languages but had the same thing to say.
No austerity!
No to austerity. Bankers caused the financial crisis. Why should those on the lowest incomes pay for their mistakes?
I hope people realise that the voice of workers is saying, don't go for austerity. Don't do what your predecessors did in the 1930s.
Irish politicians returning to work after the summer break found a cement mixer blocking the Parliament. The sign read Toxic Bank Anglo, a reference to the Dublin bank taxpayers have had to find billions to bail out. But EU executives weren't going to be swayed, passing new rules that will fine governments that don't rein in their deficits.
I see it as a way of reinforcing the mechanisms of democracy in Europe, because what happens very often is that politicians escape some of the obligations they have towards their own public or their own parliaments, or even sometimes the legislation.
The British government will be the next to reveal exactly where the axe will fall. Chancellor George Osborne will announce the findings of his spending review in the coming weeks. He has to find $110 billion worth of savings in the public sector. The only departments immune from cuts will be the National Health Service and Foreign Aid. And in a sign of just how tough the Treasury will be, a leaked letter to the Prime Minister from the Defence Secretary warned that draconian cuts to the UK's military budget while the country was at war would have grave consequences. Emma Alberici, ABC News, London.